To the modern time, soccer, or if you like to call it football, has been played forever, all over the world. From the likes of Pele to Maradona and Ronaldo to Messi, the sport's definitely evolved, I would say, over the course of time. However, one of the most untalked about aspects of the sport is the ability to curve the ball and change its trajectory. As a fellow player, I will show you how to impart this curve and why it differentiates from the normal kicking of the ball. I have this ball to actually make it easier to curve, because an actual soccer ball would not necessarily curve under these conditions. It's not rubbery, but it'll still fly just as far. I do not have soccer cleats on also because none fit me. It's actually been a while since I've played, I guess, competitively. So kicking it normally, if you're going to get a run up on it, you're going to have your plant foot, if you're right-footed, which I am, your right foot's going to be your kicking foot, so that means your left foot's going to be your planting foot. You're going to plantate equidistant from the middle of the ball. So here, about, you want to, I guess, shoulder length, shoulder width apart from the ball. And then you're going to come in and swing with that back leg. And when you make contact, you're actually going to use that curved part of your foot between the knuckle of your big toe and about the ankle, that little gap inside, that flattest part of the foot, to impart that straight path to my friend Josh over there. Most people would actually like to kick it with the point of their toe, which is not necessarily accurate. As you can see, there's only a small fraction of your foot that is actually straight here. If you kick it a little bit off to the side, it can go here and go there. So this is what we like to kick it normally. As you can see, it goes in a straight line to my friend Josh. Now, I'm going to put some swaz on it, as you would say, and impart that curve. There's two different types of curve you can put on the ball. The first curve, I would call it counterclockwise. There's another term for it, I can't think of it right now. But I'm basically going to use the inside of my foot to impart a curve on the ball to get it to Josh over there. Instead of kicking with the flat part of my foot here, I'm going to kick it with the knuckle of my big toe, as it gives me a wider depth of target and less chance to miss the ball. And instead of coming straight at the ball, I'm actually going to go at an angle, place my foot in the same spot relatively, but instead of going in a straight line with my kicking foot, I'm going to come out wide here, and it should strike the ball in such a way that the centripetal force will cause the ball to curve around. I'm not guaranteeing that this will work first try, because I don't know how the fact that there's no air in here will serve the ball. Outside you can do it very easily. But this is what the first type of curve should look like. As you can see, it curves very easily with this ball. Now, the second type of curve, which is utilized very heavily in the modern game today in the high leagues such as Premier League and Serie A in Italy, is utilizing the outside of the foot, or the pinky toe, to impart a clockwise curve to it, which is very, very helpful, like I said, in the modern game. I am not very good at this one, but I'll give it a shot. I'm going to keep my plant foot in the same spot, but instead, again, it's going to look like I'm going to kick it with the point of my toe, or point of my foot. But I'm actually going to bend my foot a little bit so that it's not level with the ground, and it gives me kind of a point here, that same width or depth of target. That should guarantee a spin. And I will follow through on the outside edge of the ball. Let's say I cut the ball in half. I want this outside part here to be struck by the ball in such a way that it should enact more centripetal force to carry the ball to my friend Josh. So it should look a little bit like this. It mess up, but it still imparted that curve that you see. Like I said, I'm not the best, but again, many people do not actually appreciate, in my opinion, the curve that you can put on the ball. But when you have a curve like that, it definitely changes the game. because if you have a goalkeeper that expects you to just kick a straight, nice target to him, and you can curve it and get that aerodynamics right, it definitely will impact the game positively for your team. As a whole, the normal kick has its uses, but when compared to the more useful and harder version, this is definitely more beneficial.